It's the Jags and the Vikings coming up next.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Minnesota Vikings. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Now the Iowa State product, it's Kene Nwangwu. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 15 carries, 97 yards, and a touchdown.
And when he went over 1,000 yards last week, you know what it did for their offense? It gave them a true identity because everyone's going to talk about this. The offensive line's going to take pride in it. Of course, the guy carrying the football will. But how about the coaching staff? When they go in and talk contracts, when they talk to reporters, hey, we have a 1,000-yard rusher this year. That means something in today's NFL.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big connection on that one. 33 yards.
First and 10 is the 38-yard line.
On first down, they'll run with Nwangwu. Oh, what a move. Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. It's first and 10 at the 14. Back to Nwangwu again on first down. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They run it. So an early challenge, and you know that those coaches hate to use those red flags too early, but this one turns out to be successful. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. After hitting the field goal, now Sloman handling the kickoff duties. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. The numbers in last week's bowl game for Robinson. 15 carries, 62 yards, and a touchdown.
And when he went over 1,000 yards last week, you know what it did for their offense? It gave them a true identity because everyone's going to talk about this. The offensive line's going to take pride in it. Of course, the guy carrying the football will. But how about the coaching staff? When they go in and talk contracts, when they talk to reporters, hey, we have a 1,000-yard rusher this year. That means something in today's NFL.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Vikings are going to take over here up near the 40. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
Well, sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football.
Touchdown, Vikings! Justin Jefferson with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, Sloman to do the kickoff honors. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Sam Darnold leading the offense out for their next possession. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
They'll run on first down. It's Robinson, and that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. They run. Robinson. They'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on 3rd down. To throw is Darnold. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big play like that looks familiar, doesn't it? Like we saw a week ago, reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Nothing wrong with being explosive. Nothing wrong with being electric. Nothing wrong with carrying it over from the previous week off to a really, really hot start.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Bond's going to keep this himself. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. That 2nd down play nets a -4. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Here's Mond. They're going for it. That's to his running back, complete. Touchdown, Vikings! Kene Nwangwu, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-0. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's polished off by a Viking score. After the touchdown, Sloman to do the kickoff honors. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
A first down throw, Darnold. He's going to look deep now for Landry. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. It's a big play for the Jaguars. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. A play fake, and it's Darnold. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Devin Bush in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. On second down now. It's Robinson. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback land on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. And they stop him short of the first as he can only get to the 20. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Boswell's kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Touchdown, Vikings! A big play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. 1 play, 75 yards, 6 points. After the touchdown, Sloman to do the kickoff honors. And here comes a return from just now a hit and a loose football. And this belongs to the Vikings.
Oftentimes when we talk about piling on in any subject, it's a negative. In this case, for this team, it's a real positive. Just scored. Now they go down, knock the ball free, get it back. They got a chance to really increase their lead and put themselves in the driver's seat.
On the other side, a little insult added to the injury. They're in a bad spot. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line. They'll run with Lynch. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Bond's going to keep this himself. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They'll look to run with Nwangu. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. They'll run for it. It's Nwangu. And he'll wind up being knocked back to the 3-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And some room to roam now. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. On 1st down, Darnold. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. 2nd and 20. Now a look at Smith. Not sure exactly what happened, but he's still down. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. And Darnold going to be intercepted for the third time. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And the Vikings are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're going for Jefferson downfield. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. And the Jaguars are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. After the interception, here's Darnold. Looking for the out route. It's completed to Landry. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. From the 31, Darnold, middle of the field, it's Robinson. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. On 1st and 10, Darnold. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. Fighting his way through contact. Touchdown, Jaguars. Jarvis Landry. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll cut the lead down to 18.
Jaguars 10.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. And the Vikings going to take over here one more time before the half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. They'll start with the option. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the pistol, they run with Lynch. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Off the play fake, Mond. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On 4th down, Mond. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Jags take over in terrific field position.
A 53-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Sloman sets to kick it off. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Sam Darnold leading the offense out for their next possession. And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half 2 after 3 first-half interceptions.
We don't have to just look strictly at the...
Darnold, he lost the football. But it looked like a Jaguar was able to cover this thing, and so Jacksonville will keep control. So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. Here's Darnold. And bulldozing his way through. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play that that time on the catch and run. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Darnold now to throw. He gets this to Coulter, complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
It's 2nd and inches at the Vikings 39-yard line.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Joseph Ossai racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Marcus May with a pick. And the Vikings are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar and some discomfort down there on the field. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. And they're going to speed things up here. Mond now off of play action. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
And he's going to keep this again. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. Bond's going to keep this himself. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And the Jags grab it. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is...
Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. So Sam Darnold, not really known for having the strongest arm in the NFL, but he certainly laid that one out there.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And now out comes Minnesota. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis played.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown. Justin Jefferson with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
Well, partner, since this new two-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
And not willing to risk another fumble. They'll sit on this one. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Now it's Darnold. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Devin Bush in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
That's going to be caught by Coulter. It'll be a gain of 8, but it also leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly...
They got his man complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson with touchdown number 29. Too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. The quarterback will keep it himself. And he's going to be hit and taken down in the backfield. Just nowhere to run that time. And the try for 2 is snuffed out. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Another try after the first down sack. Darnold, and he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
It's a gain of 4.
We return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back to throw, Darnold. And that is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Fourth down, and for Darnold, it's desperation time. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. And they go play action here. Mon. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
It's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Mon going to throw it. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Wide open receiver complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
He'll try again, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. His 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Vikings are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth-quarter advantage. Point after, right down the middle. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. After the touchdown, Sloman to do the kickoff honors. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Darnold's throw taken in by Cook. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Darnold from the gun. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daron Payne make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. A shotgun snap for Darnold. And this is going to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold going deep here for Landry. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
He'll decide to keep this once more. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. Now Mond on the bootleg. This is caught, and he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, Sloman to do the kickoff honors. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. Darnold on first down. Over the middle and complete to the tight end, Higbee. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Meanwhile, Darnold's throw, it's complete into the hands of Higbee. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Darnold. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Darnold's throw taken in by Landry. And finally out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4. It's a big play for the Jaguars. Throwing again is Darnold. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Boswell for the extra point. And the lead drops from 34 to 27. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole, 3rd and long. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
They'll try and throw for it. It's caught at the 1. And they're just not going to run out as he is into the end zone here for 2 more.
I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guy